Have you ever felt paralyzed by fear? You know you need to take a step forward, but something inside holds you back. That feeling is familiar to everyone. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of what others might say, these all prevent us from changing our lives for the better. Now, imagine what would happen if you learned to walk toward fear. What would change if you stopped avoiding discomfort and started consciously doing the things that scare you? This book is about exactly that. It's not about eliminating fear, because that's impossible. It's about learning how to act despite it. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to control you. The key to growth, success, and a truly fulfilling life lies in your ability to face fear head-on. Throughout this book, you'll discover why fear holds you back, how to reframe it, and, most importantly, how to train yourself to take action even when you feel afraid. You'll learn practical strategies, real-life examples, and exercises that will help you build courage and confidence step by step. By the time you finish this book, you won't just understand fear, you'll know how to use it as a tool for growth. And once you master this, nothing will be out of your reach. Let's start. Published by Audiobooks Hub. Chapter 1. Understanding Fear. What is fear? Fear is a natural response designed to protect you. It's your brain's way of keeping you safe from harm. When you sense danger, whether real or imagined, your body reacts. Your heart races. Your breathing speeds up. Your muscles tense. This is the fight or flight response, a survival mechanism that has helped humans stay alive for thousands of years. But in today's world, most of our fears are not about survival. They are about failure, rejection, embarrassment, or uncertainty. Your brain reacts to these situations as if they were life-threatening, even though they're not. And that's where the problem begins. How fear holds you back. Fear stops you from taking action. It convinces you to stay in your comfort zone, where everything feels safe and familiar. It whispers, "What if you fail? Or what if they judge you?" And so, you hesitate. You procrastinate. You avoid risks. But here's the truth, avoiding fear doesn't make it disappear. It only makes it stronger. The more you run from it, the more control it has over you. The hidden cost of avoiding fear. Think about the opportunities you've missed because of fear. Maybe you didn't apply for a dream job because you doubted yourself. Maybe you avoided speaking up in a meeting because you were afraid of looking foolish. Maybe you let a great relationship slip away because you feared rejection. Fear is the number one reason people settle for less than they deserve. It creates a small, limited life. But the good news is, you don't have to let fear control you. The only way out is through. The key to overcoming fear is not to wait until it disappears. That will never happen. Instead, you must act while feeling afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. Throughout this book, you'll learn practical techniques to help you do just that. But first, let's start with a simple exercise. Exercise your fear inventory. Take a piece of paper and write down 5 things you're afraid of doing. They could be anything, from speaking in public to starting a new project. Now, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? What's the cost of not doing it? This exercise helps you see that most fears are exaggerated. The worst-case scenario is rarely as bad as you think, and the best-case scenario is often life-changing. By the end of this book, you'll not only understand fear, you'll know how to conquer it. And it all starts with a simple decision, to act despite fear. Chapter 2. Reframing fear. Fear is not your enemy. Most people see fear as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. But what if fear was actually a sign that you're on the right path? What if, instead of stopping you, it could guide you toward growth and success? Fear doesn't mean stop. It means pay attention. It signals that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, into a place where real change happens. The problem isn't fear itself, it's how you interpret it. How your mind creates fear. Fear often comes from your thoughts, not reality. Your brain tries to predict the future, and when it doesn't know what will happen, it assumes the worst. This is called catastrophizing, expecting the worst-case scenario. For example, you hesitate to start a business because you imagine total failure. You avoid asking someone out because you picture complete rejection. You don't speak up in a meeting because you fear looking foolish. But these fears are not facts. They are stories your mind creates. And like any story, they can be rewritten. The power of reframing. Reframing means changing how you see a situation. Instead of seeing fear as a warning to stop, you can train yourself to see it as a sign of growth. Try this. Instead of "I'm scared of failing," think this is an opportunity to learn. Instead of "what if they reject me," think "what if they say yes?" Instead of "I'm not ready," think "no one feels ready at first." Your mindset shapes your reality. When you change your perspective on fear, you change your ability to act. Small wins build confidence. The best way to change your fear response is through action. Start with small, manageable steps. Each time you face a fear, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. Try this simple challenge. Identify one small fear you can face today. Take action despite the fear. Notice how you feel afterward. The more you do this, the more confident you become. Over time, your brain learns that fear is not a stop sign, it's a green light for growth. Final thought. Fear will never fully disappear. But that's a good thing. It means you're doing something meaningful. The goal is not to eliminate fear but to master it, to use it as fuel rather than letting it control you. Chapter 3. Taking action despite fear. Fear fades with action. Have you ever noticed that the things you once feared no longer scare you? Maybe your first time driving a car was terrifying, but now it feels natural. Or the first time you spoke in public, your heart raced, but with practice, it became easier. Fear loses its power when you take action. The more you do something, the less scary it becomes. This is because your brain learns through experience. Avoiding fear makes it stronger, but facing it weakens it. The 5-second rule. Fear loves hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger fear grows. That's why you need to act before fear has a chance to take over. A simple trick to overcome hesitation is the 5-second rule, created by Mel Robbins. It works like this. When you feel fear stopping you, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Move immediately before your brain talks you out of it. This interrupts overthinking and forces you into action. Try it next time you hesitate, and you'll be surprised at how powerful it is. Exposure therapy, the key to fearlessness. Psychologists use exposure therapy to help people overcome phobias. The idea is simple: the more you expose yourself to fear, the less power it has over you. You can apply this technique to your own fears. Here's how. Start small. If public speaking scares you, don't begin with a big speech. Start by speaking up in small groups. Increase the challenge. Once the smaller step feels easier, push yourself further. Repeat until comfortable. Over time, your brain realizes there's nothing to fear. This method works because it teaches your brain that fear is just an illusion. The more you confront it, the weaker it becomes. Fear setting, a life-changing exercise. Tim Ferriss, entrepreneur and author, created a powerful exercise called fear setting to help you take action despite fear. Follow these steps. Write down your fear. Be specific. Example, I'm afraid of quitting my job to start a business. List the worst-case scenario. What's the absolute worst that could happen? Find solutions. How could you fix or recover from the worst-case scenario? List the cost of inaction. What will happen if you do nothing? Often, staying the same is riskier than taking action. When you see your fears on paper, they lose their power. Most worst-case scenarios aren't as bad as they seem, and there's always a way to recover. Challenge, the 3-second courage test. Pick one thing that scares you and take action within 3 seconds of thinking about it. Whether it's sending an email, making a phone call, or speaking up in a meeting, act before fear stops you. The more you train yourself to act despite fear, the stronger you become. Chapter 4. Building a fearless mindset. Fear is a habit. Fear isn't just an emotion, it's a habit. The more you give into it, the stronger it becomes. But like any habit, it can be changed. The key is to reprogram your mind to see fear differently. Instead of letting it stop you, you can train yourself to use it as motivation. The growth versus fixed mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck discovered that people have 2 types of mindsets. Fixed mindset. Believes that abilities and traits are set in stone. Avoids challenges due to fear of failure. Growth mindset. Sees abilities as something that can be developed. Embraces challenges as opportunities to learn. People with a growth mindset don't let fear control them. Instead of seeing failure as proof they aren't good enough, they see it as a necessary step toward improvement. Which mindset do you have? If you often avoid things because you fear failing, you may be stuck in a fixed mindset. But the good news is, you can change it. The power of self-talk. Your thoughts shape your actions. If you tell yourself, I can't do this, you'll believe it. But if you train yourself to say, I can handle this, your brain will follow. Try replacing fear-based thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of I'm too scared, say I've handled fear before, and I can handle it again. Instead of what if I fail, say failure is a lesson, not an ending. Instead of I'm not ready, say no one is ever 100% ready. I'll learn as I go. Your words create your reality. Speak to yourself as if you were your own coach, not your worst critic. Visualization. Train your mind for success. Elite athletes and top performers use visualization to rewire their brains for success. By mentally rehearsing a situation, your brain treats it as if you've already experienced it, making it feel less scary. Try this simple exercise. Close your eyes and imagine yourself successfully facing a fear. See yourself acting confidently and overcoming the challenge. Feel the emotions, confidence, strength, excitement. The more you practice this, the more natural it will feel to act courageously in real life. Daily courage challenges. The best way to develop a fearless mindset is through daily practice. Challenge yourself to do one uncomfortable thing every day. It could be as small as making eye contact with strangers or as big as speaking up in a meeting. Fear thrives on avoidance. But when you face it daily, it shrinks. Final thought. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Train it to see fear as an opportunity, not an obstacle. Chapter 5. Turning fear into fuel. Fear is energy. What if the nervous energy you feel when afraid is actually power waiting to be used? The racing heart, sweaty palms, and adrenaline rush aren't signs of weakness, they're signs that your body is preparing for action. Instead of seeing fear as a problem, you can transform it into a tool for success. The science behind fear and performance. When you feel fear, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol. This response is designed to help you react faster and think more sharply. Athletes, performers, and public speakers don't try to eliminate fear, they learn to use it to their advantage. Instead of saying "I'm nervous," tell yourself "I'm excited." Studies show that reinterpreting fear as excitement improves performance. Your body's reaction is the same for both emotions, the only difference is how you frame it. The fear to action formula. To turn fear into action, use this 3-step process. Recognize it. The moment you feel fear, don't fight it. Acknowledge it and remind yourself that it's just energy. Reframe it. Instead of thinking, "This is scary," tell yourself, "This is my body preparing me for success." Redirect it. Use the energy to take action. Move forward instead of freezing. The goal isn't to eliminate fear but to use it as a source of strength. Controlled exposure, building fear immunity. Think of fear like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger you become. Start by exposing yourself to small doses of what scares you, then gradually increase the difficulty. For example, if you fear public speaking, start by talking in small groups. If you fear rejection, practice asking strangers small favors. If you fear failure, take small calculated risks in your work or personal life. By facing controlled levels of fear, your brain learns that you are safe and capable. Over time, fear loses its grip. The what if? Reversal technique. Fear often comes from imagining worst-case scenarios. Instead of asking "what if something goes wrong," flip the question, "what if something goes right?" For example, fear, "what if I embarrass myself?" Reversal, "what if I impress everyone?" Fear, "what if I fail?" Reversal, "what if this leads to my greatest success?" Training your brain to focus on positive possibilities makes fear easier to manage. Final thought. Fear is not an obstacle, it's fuel. The energy you waste avoiding fear can be redirected into action and success. Chapter 6. Building unstoppable confidence. Confidence comes from action. Many people believe confidence is something you either have or don't. But confidence isn't a personality trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it grows through practice. The secret? Confidence follows action, not the other way around. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action first, and confidence comes as a result. Every time you face a fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This is how confidence is built. The small wins strategy. If you wait until you feel ready to take action, you'll wait forever. Instead, start with small wins, tiny actions that prove to yourself that you can handle fear. Examples of small wins. Speak up in a conversation when you usually stay silent. Make eye contact with a stranger. Try a new experience outside your comfort zone. Each small win adds to your confidence bank, making bigger challenges feel easier over time. The 90-second rule for handling fear. Did you know that fear only lasts about 90 seconds if you don't feed it with overthinking? Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor explains that emotions like fear are just chemical reactions in the body. If you don't replay negative thoughts, the fear fades quickly. Next time you feel afraid, pause and breathe. Remind yourself the feeling will pass. Don't engage with the fear. Instead of thinking I can't do this, tell yourself this feeling is temporary. Take action after 90 seconds. Move forward before fear can grow stronger. Act as if you are confident. Your brain believes what your body tells it. If you act confident, even when you don't feel it, your mind will catch up. This is called the fake it till you make it principle. Try this. Stand tall. Good posture increases confidence. Speak slowly and clearly. Rushing your words makes you seem unsure. Make eye contact. Confident people hold eye contact longer. By acting as if you are already fearless, you start to become that way. The 30-Day Confidence Challenge. To build lasting confidence, commit to one small act of courage every day for 30 days. Start small and increase the challenge over time. Some ideas. Day 1. Compliment a stranger. Day 5. Share your opinion in a group discussion. Day 10. Start a conversation with someone new. Day 20. Say no to something you don't want to do. Day 30. Do something that scares you but excites you. By the end of 30 days, you'll have proven to yourself that fear doesn't control you, confidence does. Final thought. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Take small steps, act as if, and trust that fear will shrink with action. Chapter 7. Staying motivated when fear creeps in. Motivation versus discipline. Motivation is great, but it's unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, and other days fear and doubt will try to stop you. That's why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline is a habit. It keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. The why power technique. When fear tries to hold you back, your why is what pushes you forward. If your reason for taking action is stronger than your fear, you'll keep going. Ask yourself, why do I need to do this? What will my life look like if I don't? How will I feel if I let fear win? The stronger your reasons, the harder it is for fear to stop you. The 5-second rule. Mel Robbins' 5-second rule is one of the simplest ways to overcome fear and hesitation. The idea is simple. Whenever you feel fear or doubt creeping in, count down from 5 and take action before your brain can stop you. Example. You need to make a difficult phone call. Count 5-4-3-2-1, dial. You're afraid to speak up in a meeting. Count 5-4-3-2-1, raise your hand. You're hesitating to approach someone. Count 5-4-3-2-1, walk up to them. Your brain will always try to keep you in your comfort zone. The 5-second rule stops overthinking and forces you to move forward before fear takes over. The power of rituals. The most successful people don't rely on motivation. They create rituals that keep them moving forward. Rituals make action automatic, removing the need for willpower. Try these. Morning routine. Start each day with a habit that energizes you: exercise, journaling, or a cold shower. Pre-action ritual. Before doing something scary, take 3 deep breaths, visualize success, and count down from 5. Daily non-negotiables. Set small daily challenges that push you outside your comfort zone. The no 0 days rule. A 0 day is when you make 0 progress. The rule? Never let a day go by without taking at least one small step toward your goal. Even if it's tiny, something is always better than nothing. If you can't do an hour of work, do 5 minutes. If you can't take a big step, take a small one. Progress, even the smallest amount, keeps momentum alive. Final thought. Motivation will fail you, but habits, discipline, and strong whys will carry you through. Fear might not disappear, but with the right tools, it will never stop you. Chapter 8. Embracing failure as a stepping stone. Failure is not the enemy. Most people see failure as something to avoid at all costs. But if you want to grow, failure is necessary. Every mistake, rejection, or setback teaches you something valuable. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people isn't that they never fail, it's that they keep going despite failure. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." The growth mindset shift. People with a fixed mindset believe failure is proof that they are not good enough. People with a growth mindset see failure as a lesson. Fixed mindset: I failed, so I must not be talented. Growth mindset: I failed, so I learned something that will make me better. The key to overcoming fear of failure is to see it as feedback, not a final result. The failure budget strategy. One way to get comfortable with failure is to give yourself a failure budget. For example, if you're afraid of rejection, instead of aiming to avoid rejection, set a goal to get 10 rejections this month. Every rejection equals proof that you are taking action. The more rejections you collect, the more chances you have to succeed. This strategy works for anything. Sales: aim to get 50 no's instead of just waiting for yes. Dating: aim to start 20 conversations instead of fearing rejection. Public speaking: aim to make mistakes and learn, instead of being perfect. When you make failure the goal, it loses its power over you. The what did I learn? Practice. Every time something doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, what worked? Even in failure, something usually went right. What didn't work? Identify the weak spots. What will I do differently next time? By doing this, you turn failure into a stepping stone instead of a stopping point. Reframing the fear of failure. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if I never try? Failure isn't the worst thing. Regret is. The pain of failing lasts a short time. The pain of never trying lasts forever. Final thought. Failure is proof that you are trying. Every mistake moves you one step closer to success. The more you fail, the faster you grow. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to silence self-doubt and develop unshakable inner belief. Chapter 9. Silencing self-doubt and developing unshakable inner belief. Understanding self-doubt. Self-doubt is the sneaky voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, not ready, or not capable. It's the voice that creeps in when you face challenges or try something new. Self-doubt is universal, even the most successful people experience it. But here's the secret, self-doubt doesn't define you unless you let it. The key to silencing self-doubt is understanding that it's just a thought, not a truth. It's a product of fear, insecurity, and old beliefs. But just because you think something doesn't make it real. Rewriting your inner narrative. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you'll believe it. But if you change your inner narrative to "I can handle this," your confidence and ability will grow. Here's how to rewrite your inner story. Catch the negative thought. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Challenge it. Ask, "Is this really true?" Replace it with a positive affirmation. For example, change "I'm not good enough" to "I am capable and learning every day." The more you replace negative thoughts with empowering ones, the less room self-doubt has in your mind. The power of visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool for building belief in yourself. When you visualize success, your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It begins to believe you can achieve your goals. Before any challenging task, whether it's public speaking, a job interview, or a tough conversation, take a few minutes to close your eyes and visualize yourself succeeding. Imagine every detail, how you'll feel, how you'll look, and how others will react. Visualization doesn't just prepare your mind for success, it strengthens your belief in it. The 3 P's of belief: practice, patience, and proof. Building inner belief is a process, not a one-time event. Here's how to nurture your self-belief every day. Practice. Take consistent action toward your goals, no matter how small. Patience. Understand that self-doubt won't disappear overnight. Be patient with yourself. Proof. Collect evidence of your success, no matter how minor it seems. The more proof you have, the stronger your belief will become. Turning fear into fuel for belief. Fear and self-doubt are natural, but they don't have to stop you. You can turn these feelings into fuel for belief. Next time you feel doubt, remember. Fear means growth. The more you face fear, the more you grow. Doubt means you care. It means you're stretching yourself beyond what's comfortable. Uncertainty means you're learning. Every step into the unknown is a chance to discover new strengths. The power of support. Sometimes, silencing self-doubt requires the help of others. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you. Their belief can lift yours. Additionally, seek out mentors or role models who have been where you want to go. Their stories of overcoming self-doubt will inspire and remind you that it's possible. Final thought. Self-doubt is not your truth. It's just an obstacle you can overcome. With practice, patience, and the right mindset, you can build unshakable belief in yourself. Chapter 10. Embracing the journey of self-transformation. The process of becoming. Self-transformation is not a single event. It's a continuous journey that requires patience, commitment, and persistence. The moment you start facing your fears and stepping outside your comfort zone, you begin the process of evolving into the best version of yourself. But this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Embrace the idea that transformation is a lifetime process, not a destination. Every small action, every step outside your comfort zone, adds up. It's not about the big leap, it's about the daily, consistent steps that accumulate over time. Celebrating small wins along the way. Transformation happens in small, often invisible moments. While it's easy to get discouraged if you're not seeing massive change right away, remember that small wins matter. Every time you speak up in a meeting when you'd normally stay quiet. Take action despite feeling fear. Challenge a negative thought and replace it with something empowering. You are transforming. These small moments are what build your confidence, shift your mindset, and bring you closer to the life you want to create. Celebrate these small wins. Reflect on them. Recognize how far you've come. The journey of transformation is just as important, if not more, than the end result. The role of consistency. In the process of self-transformation, consistency is key. It's not about doing something perfectly but about doing it regularly. Success doesn't happen because you have a burst of motivation one day. It happens because you consistently show up, even on the hard days. The more you commit to your growth, the stronger your transformation will be. Make small improvements every day. Build rituals and habits that reinforce your growth, and stay focused on your journey, not just the destination. Overcoming setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable. On your path to transformation, there will be days when you feel like you failed. You'll face challenges, face rejection, or feel like you're taking 2 steps backward. This is all part of the process. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this setback to get stronger? What can I adjust or do differently next time? Every setback is a stepping stone on the road to success. Trusting the process. There will be times when you feel frustrated by how slow the transformation process seems. But remember, true change takes time. Trust that every step, every action, every moment of fear you face is helping you evolve. Just like a seed needs time to grow into a tree, you need time to transform into the person you're meant to become. Stay committed, trust the process, and know that every day you're becoming more of the person you were always meant to be. Living fearlessly. The ultimate goal of this journey is to live fearlessly. Fear doesn't have to control you. Instead of avoiding what scares you, embrace it. With each challenge you face, you'll find that fear becomes smaller and less significant. When you've walked through fear enough times, you'll begin to see it for what it really is, a temporary feeling, not a barrier to your success. And as your courage grows, you'll find that fear starts to lose its grip. Final thought. Self-transformation is a journey, not a destination. The fear you face today will become the courage you lean on tomorrow. Every step forward, no matter how small, is step